There you are. Every night, every single night, you walk this road alone. You take the same path through the market square, past the old fountain, through the center gate, and every night you look over your shoulder like you feel me there. Maybe you always did. You humans are strange creatures after all. So fragile, so brave, and yet somehow impossible to ignore. I told myself I was only curious, that all of this was a passing fascination. A vampire watching a human from the rooftops because she was bored after a century of sleepless nights. But then I started learning your routines. The bakery you visit at dawn, the way you stop to help the flower seller carry crates, to the way you pretend not to notice the children following you around because they adore you. You smell at everyone, even when nobody smells back. I watched you in winter when your hands shook from the cold, but you still gave your cloak to a beggar. I watched you in spring when you sat beneath the window tree by the river and talked to yourself while sketching little birds into your little notebook. I watched you when you were lonely. That was the worst part, because I understood that feeling far too well. You know, for someone who claims to fear monsters, you never notice when one is standing behind you. There it is. That heart rate. Fast and panicked. Oh, don't run. If I wanted you dead, you would have never even heard my footsteps at all. Turn around. Slowly. Good. Look at you. Finally face to face. No, don't apologize for staring at me. Most humans do, especially when they notice the eyes. Red. Tends to make an impression. What did you expect me to look like? Some horrible beast dripping blood from sharpened fangs? A monster out of a tavern stories? I can be, if I must. But not tonight. No, tonight. I only wanted to speak to you. Because I'm tired of shadows. And because after months of watching over you, I think you deserve the truth. Careful. You're shivering. Humans really are terrible at surviving cold nights. Here. Take my cloak. What? Why are you staring at me like that? Because it's warm? You expected a vampire to feel cold. No, darling. My body stopped obeying human rules a very long time ago. Look, you're afraid. I can hear it. Your heart keeps trying to decide whether I'm dangerous. Smart head. I am dangerous. I'm stronger than you, faster than you. I could snap the neck of every hunter in this village before they managed to draw a blade. But I haven't harmed you. Do you know why? No, that's not why. Because somewhere along the way, you became precious to me. That surprised you, didn't it? It honestly surprised me too. Do you know how lonely immortality is? Everyone speaks about power. Nobody speaks about the silence. You watch generations disappear like candle flames. Faces blur together. Names vanish. Promises decay, and eventually... eventually you stop allowing yourself to care. Because caring hurts. But then you happened. The human who leaves bread for stray cats. Someone who thanks bartenders before leaving taverns. You even talk to the moon like nobody's listening. Of course I heard that too. I heard everything. You smell like rainwater and cedarwood tonight. But especially a hint of fear. But not enough to leave, which is interesting. Tell me something honestly. How long have you actually suspected? Huh? You can answer. I promise I won't bite. Oh my, that expression just now was so adorable. I'm just teasing you. Though I do want to know. You must have suspected being followed, or being watched. I know I was a bit careless at times, seeing as how our eyes met on occasion. You should know tonight wasn't random. I chose tonight carefully. Why? Because the city is becoming dangerous. There are hunters arriving from the north. Not ordinary hunters. More like fanatics. The kind who burn entire villages chasing rumors of creatures like me. And recently, they've become interested in you. It's because I've been seen near you. Someone noticed I watched your home from the cathedral roof, and apparently I stopped becoming careful whenever you were involved. Careless. Pathetic, even. A century of surviving kings and wars, only to grow reckless over one human smile. Look at me, please. I need you to understand this part. You are in danger. Not from me, but from humans. And if they realize what you mean to me, they will use you to get me. Which means I had two choices. Disappear forever, or finally reveal myself and protect you openly. I couldn't leave. I tried. 3 times, actually. I reached the northern pass once, and every single time I turned around before sunrise, because the thought of never seeing you again, it just felt wrong. I had to come back and make sure you were protected by any means, and I couldn't bear the thought of someone harming you for my sake. So, I need you to come with me. Please, we don't have to think things through. There. Better. It's out of the rain. Sit, please. You look pale. You're handling this surprisingly well. Most humans either faith or attempt to stab me by now, and you're just staring, trying to understand me. And you always do that, even with wounded animals. You look at things like you want to understand them before you fear them. It's so dangerous, but beautiful. May I come closer? Thank you. Could I ask you a favor? Could I ask that you lean your head on my chest and just listen for a moment? Can you hear it? No heartbeat. That silence used to terrify people. Sometimes it still terrifies me. Because it reminds me of what I lost. I was human once too. Long before your kingdom existed. Long before these forests swallowed old roads and castles. I had a family. An older brother who used to steal peaches from the market. A mother who sang while sewing clothes by candlelight. A life. And then one night, a monster chose me. I remember being afraid and begging, waking up hungry enough to cry. And after that, everything became about survival. Blood and violence, centuries of it, until eventually I forgot what gentleness felt like. Then you offered your umbrella to a stranger during a storm last autumn, and for some ridiculous reason, that tiny act of just shattered something in me. Because you were kind when nobody forced you to be. And I realized I had spent decades surrounded by fear, starving for softness. You really should stop looking at me like that. You make it difficult to think clearly. Do you know how hard it is not being able to touch you? Every night I sat on the rooftop, watching you through the lantern light, wondering what your hand would feel like in mine. I would ask, like, is your skin, would it be warm? Would you flinch from me? Would you? Flinch, I mean, if I touched your hand. May I? Warm. Gods, you really are warm. I forgot. Humans felt like this. Alive. Your pulse, it's so loud up close. Like music. Do you know how difficult it is for vampires to resist that sound? Especially when we're near someone we... Perhaps I shouldn't say that yet. You're trembling again. No, not from fear this time. Are you cold? Come here, close to the fire. Better, right? Good. You smell different this close. Rain, parchment, smoke, and something sweeter underneath. Humans never notice how distinct they are. Every soul has its own scent. And yours feels like at home. That embarrassed you. cute. I know what humans say about my kind. Seductive, manipulative, cursed. I mean, some of it is true. We can charm people if we wish, bend emotions, cloud judgment. But I haven't done that to you. I wanted every moment between us to be real, even if you chose to hate me. But I don't think you hate me. That might be more dangerous than if you did, so... No, darling, I'm serious, because now I want impossible things. I want to walk beside you openly through the market. I want to hear you laugh without hiding in shadows. More nights like this. An immortal should never want things they cannot keep. Tell me honestly, are you afraid of me now? A little? Reasonable answer. I'd worry if you weren't afraid at all. Though, I admit, part of me is a bit offended. I've spent months trying to look mysterious and alluring, not terrifying. There it is. You smiled. Finally. Do you know how long I've wanted to be the reason for that smile? The answer is for too long. There's something else I need to confess tonight. The first time we met, you never actually saw me. 3 months ago. Near the river, you were walking home after sunset when those drunk men cornered you near the bridge. Do you remember that? Yeah, and they suddenly ran away screaming. You assumed wolves scared them. Not wolves. It's obviously me. One of them grabbed your wrist, so I broke his arm before he even realized I was behind him. Another tried pulling a knife. He spent the rest of his night unconscious in the riverbank mud. I considered killing him. But he looked so horrified by violence that I stopped. For you. That was the first moment I realized you were becoming dangerous to me. Because vampires don't change. Not easily, at least, and yet, somehow, your existence kept pulling me towards your gentleness. Listen. The storm's passing. Dawn is still hours away, though. We have time. Would it frighten you if I admitted I've imagined this conversation 100 different ways? Sometimes you'd run, or sometimes you'd scream. Once, in a particularly optimistic fantasy, you kissed me before I even finished introducing myself. That version seemed unrealistic, though, so it was significantly more enjoyable. Careful, that blush is becoming distracting. You know, I can hear how your heartbeat changes every time I move closer. Like this. And this. And it speeds up whenever I whisper near your neck. It's so interesting. Relax. I told you already. That won't hurt you. Not unless you ask nicely. The truth is, you matter to me far more than you should. And tonight, I needed you to know whether that feeling was one-sided before I risked exposing myself completely. Because once you know what I am, there's no returning to ordinary life. Humans tell many stories about vampires. Most of them are wrong, but there is one thing that they almost understand correctly. When a vampire claims someone, it means something. Protection and devotion. A bond that does not break easily. So, if you ask me tonight to leave and go, I will. But if you ask me to stay, then from this moment on, you're mine to protect. So tell me honestly, darling, do you still want the monster on your side?